This is 1.4, solving absolute value equations. An absolute value is represented with these vertical bars around a number, in this case a variable, but we know variables represent numbers. And it shows how far away from 0 is it. So if I have the absolute value of 4, that is 4 units away from 0. Absolute value of negative 4 is also 4 units away from 0. We have some properties of absolute values. If a and b are real numbers, and the following is true. The absolute value of a is greater than 0. Absolute value, whatever is inside these bars, is positive. If I have the absolute value of negative a, that is the same as the absolute value of a. Like we saw, absolute value of negative 4 and 4 are both 4. The negative absolute value of a, we're going to take the absolute value first, and this is like it's being multiplied by negative 1. So we take the absolute value and then multiply by negative 1, and it becomes negative. If we have the absolute value of two numbers multiplied, we can split them into the absolute value of a times the absolute value of b. Remember that if there's nothing in between, it means they're being multiplied. And we can also split for division. The absolute value of a divided by b equals the absolute value of a divided by the absolute value of b. This is only true if the denominator is not 0. We can never divide by 0. So if we are solving absolute value equations, to solve ax plus b equals c, if c is positive, then we can have two equations. Ax plus b equals positive c, and ax plus b equals negative c. So we split them into two equations, take away the absolute value bars, and then we're going to solve each of them for x. If the absolute value equals a negative number, we cannot have that. So when we have the absolute values, it has to equal positive. If the absolute values equals a negative, there is no solution. We cannot have a negative distance. So let's solve and graph x plus 3 equals 4. I'm going to split that into two different equations. X plus 3 equals 4 and x plus 3 equals negative 4. Now, to solve for x, subtract 3 on each side, and then I get x equals 1 and x equals negative 7. Put this on a number line, and I have 1 and negative 7, and we know that they're each 4 units away from negative 3, and 4 units away as well. They're centered around negative 3 here. And one more, well, two more. If we have x plus 1 equals negative 3, this is no solution. We have the absolute value bars, and it equals a negative number. Now let's solve absolute value of x plus 10 equals 13. Split it into two different equations and solve for x. And we get x equals 3 and x equals negative 23. Those are each 13 units away from negative 10. So this is our graph here.